Sometimes we just need to keep it simple, y'all. What's up, blue collar business owner? Welcome back to the Blue Collar Prosperity Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Maskill, where I focus on helping guide you to have a business that produces consistent, positive cash flow. In doing so, you'll have clarity and confidence that your business is headed in the right direction. Today is a solo show. It is the first Monday of the month, and the first Monday of every month is a solo show where I dive into a topic or topics that I believe are relevant to help you get to where you want to go. So, what are we going to go over today? We are 1 year into the podcast, and what have I learned? Going back to what I said at the beginning, what I've really learned when I look at all the awesome guests that I have had on the show, the thing we really need to do is just keep it simple. There are so many powerful technology tools, so much powerful AI that's coming into the space every single day. And yes, those things are great, but the most successful businesses are still just doing the basics better than everybody else. They're doing the blocking and tackling better. They know their numbers better. They're building a better team. They're building a better customer experience. And yes, AI can enhance that. Technology can definitely make it easier. I'm a huge fan of using technology, especially in places like the trades when not a lot of people are. However, what I've learned when I look back at all the guests we've had, there is just one common theme, and all the things that we need to do are things that we know we already need to do. And a lot of times we don't do the things we need to do. Instead, we chase the bright, shiny objects because it's easier to do that. It's really easy just to convince ourselves that we're busy and we're productive when we're chasing the next bright, shiny object. So instead of chasing all those shiny objects, let's get back to basics. So what have I learned? I'm going to break down the top 10 things, kind of themes that I've learned in the last year of interviewing all the guests on the show. And then when we start to wrap up the show, I want to kind of give you an insight into what to expect next going into year 2 of the Blue Collar Prosperity Podcast. So for those of you that are brand new to the show, you've never heard me before, who am I? I am Paul Maskill. I've spent the last 14, 15 years as a small business owner after a brief stint in the corporate world. I used to work in finance, used to work for big banks and financial corporations, watched a whole bunch of people get laid off in 2008 when I was living in Chicago, and realized working for somebody else isn't as fun or safe as they say it is. So in 2010, I quit my job, moved down to Raleigh, North Carolina. I've been here ever since, scaled and sold 4 different companies, most recently an electrical service company. And that brings us here today as the host of the show, as a fractional CFO for companies in the trades. What are the top things that I recommend everybody start doing or continuing to do or get better at doing based on my interviews in the last year of this podcast? The first thing, always be recruiting. If we treat recruiting like we treat marketing for customers, it'll be a lot easier to scale our business. We no longer will have the excuse, I just can't find good help. Because what happens when we're always recruiting, we are fishing all the time, even when we're not hungry. That way, when we are hungry, we have a whole pool of fish that we have already caught. Versus most people's view, most people's actions when it comes to recruiting is they only go post a job when somebody quits, somebody gets fired, somebody doesn't show up, or we just get really frustrated and we want to throw a person at a problem. Usually that next person we hire is just a warm body because we got to get them in the door, and it is the wrong hire. So always be recruiting. Treat your recruiting like marketing. Here's an analogy I've used for years. If you look at any professional sports organization, we're going to use the NBA. NBA is going on right now. LeBron is still at his peak, which is insane. I don't know, he's 40 years old plus. But if LeBron went to any team right now, they would figure out a way to make it work. Even though every team in the NBA, every professional team, their roster is always at max capacity. However, they're also always recruiting. They're also always trying to get better. So when LeBron knocks on the door of, say, the Sacramento Kings aren't going to say, sorry, LeBron, we're full. We don't have any room for you right now. If LeBron James said, I want to come play for you, they would figure out a way to make it work, even if they have to cut their last guy. So that's number one. Always be recruiting. Always be on the lookout for top talent. Going into number 2, once we bring on that top talent, we need to continuously be training on sales, on service, on technical work, on our company's vision, our company values, our company mission. When we start to build a culture that we are always improving, we are going to attract people who always want to get better, and we're going to detract the people who just want to coast and just want a paycheck. So that's the second thing I've learned. Continuously be training on sales, on service, on technical work, and really just continuing to one up and level up your team so you can continue to get better. The next thing, take advantage of every single touch point with your customers. We have to stand out in a very, very noisy world. The easiest way to do that is do things no other company does. And it doesn't have anything to do with how good you are at the trade you are selling. The customer doesn't know how good of a plumber you are. However, they know how important you make them feel every step of the way up until you're actually offering them plumbing services. So what does that look like? Answering the phone on the first couple of rings, having an actual script so they get a consistent customer experience. Once the job is booked, they're going to get a text confirmation. The day before the job, they are going to get a phone call confirming that it's still, the customer still needs you. On the day of, the technician is going to call when they're on their way. They're going to send a text message with GPS tracking, a picture, a bio. They're going to be dressed nicely at the door. They're going to be parked properly. They're going to do all the things right that other people don't do. Then all those little things make a massive difference. So that way, when we do give them an offer, or ideally multiple options, they're more likely to say yes because we have done things that no other company in the trades does. And that's just the beginning. That is just the beginning, my friends. Once they say yes, now we have the opportunity to turn this into a customer for life, turn them into an evangelist, let them do all the sales work for us, asking for Google reviews, asking to put in a yard sign, following up the next day, making sure they're happy, following up via text message after a couple of weeks, sending them regular newsletters that's providing value, all the things that we need to do. And that takes me to the next thing that we need to do. Number 4 that I've learned from this podcast in the last years, we need to re-engage with our customers regularly. We need to provide value. We fought so hard to get this customer. And when you realize, no matter the trade you're in, say you're in landscaping and you offer landscaping services, every customer that you serve probably has 40 to 50 different landscapers that could also serve them. So think how cool that is. They had 40 to 50 different options and they chose you. So now that we've done all the hard work, now let's keep them as customers. Let's remind them why we exist. Let's send them valuable things based on the seasonality of wherever it is you live. So that's number 4, re-engage your customers regularly, provide value. Number 5, answer the phone. However, we need to answer the phone. We've had a lot of people on this podcast. We've had AI voice. We've had power selling pros. We've had contractor in charge. We've talked to a lot of different people when it comes to answering the phone. Whether you want live humans or AI, we need to answer the phone every single time. Next step to that, if we happen to miss a call, it's inevitable, it's going to happen. Let's have something in place that sends those people a text message right away. Again, this is all simple blocking and tackling, treating our ideal customer the way they want to be treated so we can attract the premium customers who will pay a premium price in order for us to provide a premium value. So number 5, answer the phone. Number 6, one of my favorites, have your financial house in order. Know what your targets are. Know what you have to pay your technicians. Know what your gross profit needs to be. Know what you need to charge per man hour when it comes to labor hours. We need to know all of these things from a financial standpoint. And then we need to have a clean set of books, which means our P&L is clean. Our balance sheet is clean. That way, at any given time, you, the owner, or anybody else in your business or your fractional CFO can look at your numbers and know exactly what's working and what's not working in your business. So get your financial house in order. Me doing what I do every day, I hate to say it, but at least 95% of the businesses in the trades do not have their financial house in order. So number 7, build a strong brand in your community. We talked about this several different times in many different ways. One of them was with Dan Antonelli and Kickcharge, talking about how can we become 5-mile famous? How can we eliminate white van syndrome? We want our brand to be the one that is known to solve the problem that we solve. So if we are going back to plumbing, we want to be known that when someone does need a plumber, they remember our brand, whether that's because we took advantage of all the touch points with the customer and stayed top of mind, or maybe like Clifton was talking about, and we are doing some gifting and handwritten thank you notes and staying top of mind, or we have a very memorable van wrap, or ideally we do all the things and we've got yard signs and we've got different campaigns going on. We need to be the go-to service provider in our industry, in our community. So that's number 7. Number 8, another one of my favorites. We talked about this many times on the show as well between me and other guests. we need to have a dashboard with our most important KPIs. We don't have to have a zillion KPIs, but we need to know which ones make the biggest impact on us getting to where we want to go or not getting us to where we need to go. So having that dashboard, having it super simple. The dashboards I like to use, I just color code them. Red means not good. We got to figure out what's going on. Yellow means caution. We need to keep an eye on this. It's trending in the wrong direction. Green means we're doing really well. When we can have a simple scorecard, simple dashboard that shows us how healthy is our business from all different things. How are our technicians doing? How are our CSRs doing? How's dispatch doing? Obviously, how are we doing as a financial whole, as a company? Have a dashboard with your most important KPIs that gets updated on a regular basis. And then you use that to determine what do we need to do next. Number 9, get access to capital when you don't need it. What do I mean by that? We had a lot of different financial experts on the show talk about, getting lines of credit or getting financing to grow our business or getting financing to acquire business. You've probably heard this before, but go get that line of credit. Go get that capital when you don't need it, because when you do need it, a lot of times you can't get it. So get it when you don't need it. That way, when you do need it, you already have it. So that's number 9, I believe. And then last thing, probably a very recurring theme on almost every single interview, do the little things. One of my favorite sayings, do the little things and big things will happen. When we focus on all the little things that we just talked about that make a difference, that really shows the customer that we are better, that we are different, we are premium, and it shows our team the same. All those little things add up into big time results. And I see way too many businesses out there ignore the little things because they don't think they are important. But they are. So those are the 10 takeaways over the first year of the Blue Collar Prosperity Podcast. I'm going to recap them all super quickly for you guys. Number 1, always be recruiting. Number 2, always be training on sales, on service, on technical work, your company mission, your company values. Number 3, take advantage of every touch point with your customers. Number 4, re-engage with your customers regularly. Provide value. Send them newsletters. Send them text message. Number 5, answer the phone. However you answer the phone, answer the phone. If you don't answer it, somebody else will. Number 6, get your financial house in order. Do it right away. Number 7, build a strong brand in your community in every single way possible. Number 8, have a dashboard that you can look at any given time with your most important financial margins and KPIs. Number 9, get access to capital when you don't need it. That way, when you do need it, you already have it. And then number 10, focus on all the little things to stand out from the crowd. The key to all this, guys, get started today. That's all we need to do. Get a little bit better today than we did yesterday. One of my other favorite quotes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. That's all I got. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening to the show over the last year. Whether you've listened to all of them since the beginning or you are brand new here, appreciate you listening. What to be on the lookout for the second year of the podcast. I'm going to start interviewing people who are actually owning businesses just like you. So learning from their mistakes, learning how did they get to 5 to 10 to $15 million. So I know we've brought on a ton of experts in different subject matters, but now we are going to start also, along with them, we're still going to bring on great guest experts, but we're also going to start bringing on guest owners of companies in the trades, home service business owners that you can learn from, because there's nobody better to learn from than people that have already done what you're looking to do. And we can accelerate the gap and bridge that gap a lot quicker to help you get to where you want to go faster. So be on the lookout for that. If you have a recommendation for any guest, feel free to reach out. I'm always looking to interview awesome people that are making a difference in the trades. But until next time, if you do need to reach out, go to thebluecollaradvisors.com. If you go there, there's a couple options. You can book a free call with me. We will do a deep dive business evaluation, financial assessment of your business to figure out what's working, what's not working. Or if you don't want to talk to me and you just want to tackle the number one problem I see with companies in the trades, which is pricing, how to get priced properly, how to figure out what we actually do need to charge for our man hours, for projects, however it is that you charge. There is a pricing calculator there. Super easy to use, video walkthrough, PDF guide for it. So that way you can make sure you are bringing in the right revenue in order to get to where you want to go. That's all I got for today, guys. Have an awesome day. Thank you again for listening. We'll talk to you guys soon.